You know what's amazing? The weather outside is very frightful, but the fire is so delightful. No, but it's
Ew.
nice. It's nice weather outside, 70 degrees, and it's becoming a normal thing, which is good because the summer is my thing, the nice weather is my thing. Also, what's my thing is how many of you guys are listening week by week. It's still fucking crazy that thousands of you guys are listening. We kind of knew what we were getting into here. That's why we had to start right when we got the idea in our cranium, because I made the mistake of posting it in Reddit and it blew up. But I'm gonna blame Julian on that one for DMing Will back here and making it as crazy as it was. Will, how you handling the warm weather so far?
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
That's not like McDonald's reference. That wasn't McDonald's. I'm not trying to get them to give us money. No, hell yeah. I woke up this morning, and I saw a little bit of rain, and I was like, eh. And that's all it started to get sunny, and I was like, oh, today's gonna be a really good day.
Imagine if they made a McDonald's toy out of you.
Me?
Yeah, like out of you.
They didn't ask me anything.
No, like what if they made you a toy?
Oh.
Like
like a little guitar?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. And your hair was like fuzzy. Like it was like hair.
They show like different versions of me throughout the years.
Yeah. Eras of Squilliam. Alright guys, this is Karma and Tranquility. Welcome once again, one and all. Alright guys, as you're gonna notice as we go on with this episode, Manny is not with us today. He's got some engagements, but that's cool. We got Will and we got Jared here today, and we have kind of an idea on what we're gonna do.
You left Brendan
down the line. Brendan's here too, of course. I'm sure you'll hear him at some point, but we're gonna have an idea where we're probably gonna have some people that like don't listen to these bands very often on the show. As an outside opinion. It was a good idea brought to us by one of our friends, and it's a pretty good idea. I think we're going to save that until Season 2, because a lot of things are going to be fresh in Season 2, like new mics, obviously, but sound much better, new promotion, a lot of things are going to be a lot of more cleaned up, and ideas and segments and stuff, but we thought it was weird if we kind of went into that just while we already had a format in Season 1. But we're gonna jump right into this thing. There he is, making sounds. We've got Trying Your Luck and Perhaps Vampires is a Bit Strong, but ... by The Strokes and Arctic Monkeys. So the 10th songs on each of these albums. I can already say I was really excited to get to this one, on both sides, actually. I don't want to get too much into my thoughts until we actually give the song a listen, but
yeah, you were a little upset we didn't get to record last week. You're like, man, I want to do the next songs.
I know, yeah, I was excited to get to it.
Same, especially the Trying Your Luck one.
Yeah.
Like, I listened to Vampires after, and I have a lot to say to that, but especially, Trying Your Luck.
You do have a lot to say about it?
Oh, yeah.
Both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Let us some research.
What are some thoughts you got before we give this guy a listen?
Just like before, not to give anything away. To me, like, after you're gonna listen to the song, I think to me, overall, so far, this song is, like, the hidden gem to me on this album. Like, some other people were, like, maybe that's, like, Soma, or, like, what are some other ones? Like, Take It or Leave It. They're like, oh, this is the hidden gem. But to me, I think Trying Your Luck is, like, the hidden gem on the album. Yeah. It's a little underrated.
Well, I would like to agree with that. But before we expand on those opinions, why don't you give this bad boy a nice little listen? What do you think?
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. All right, that was Trying My Luck by The Strokes off of their first album, Is This It? Every week that we do this, it amazes me that all these songs are on their first album, their first attempt at an album, and these great songs are all on it. This song, by the way, some song stats for you. This song has been streamed 37.8 million times. It is number 32 on the top Strokes songs of all time. We both already knew we loved this song, so in terms of how we feel about it, that's kind of predictable. But Will, what are your first thoughts here? What do you got? It looks like you got some stuff here. What do you got for
Yeah,
us?
yeah. Thank you. Thank you for passing me the mic.
Mm-hmm.
So right off the bat, I just gotta say like this is another like really good like garage rock banger. Like when you think of like the garage rock kind of sound, this one has a really like, this is like fantastic on the album. And I especially like listen, if you looking, we're gonna get to the lyrics of course, but if you listen to the lyrics, this is like one of the ones that I really relate to off the album, like personally, especially like in this point in my life. I'm pretty sure you can do it right now too. Like anyone in their 20s probably that's like really confused, doesn't know like what they're gonna do, or, like what they're doing any at a time, or like career wise, or just like anyway anything. You can really relate to the song.
Yeah. It seems like to me it's a song that could have easily been one of the main singles off the album.
Yeah, it could have been.
Like the way it sounds, the way it's constructed, the way it sounds, the way that it's just put together and approached. It sounds like it sounds more it does sound like the garage band thing. You can definitely get that out of this, but it just sounds more polished than some of the other ones, kind of like with Hard to Explain. I think Hard to Explain's like the main other one that I'm thinking of. I feel like I'm forgetting one now. I'm an idiot. But there's another one on this album that just sounds, I feel like, more polished, more produced, and this one definitely sounds that way to me. Thank you. Yeah, so, I mean, someday, of course. Oh, Alone Together was the other one. Alone Together, Hard to Explain, and Trying Your Luck have like this certain sound to it. It just sounds more, it sounds like it has more depth to it. Not in the way that it's written, but the way that it's produced. This was one for that for me. What about it kind of sticks out to you the most?
Like musically wise, this song, I actually did not write that down. Interesting. But just based off of the second listen again, or this is like several times I listened to it today. Definitely that guitar that you'll hear like it's like very constant in the background, but that's kind of like the glue to the song where it brings it all together. Because it feels like again like you're riding a roller coaster of just like up and down. So you have like the music going one way and then Julian like. And that's another good song. Like it does have repeating parts of the song, like I guess you call it like a chorus.
Yeah. And then the guitar solo is like perfectly in there too. And it's like not overbearing. It's in the right spot. It definitely was called for.
It's like the perfect like length song too. Like it's not too short, not too long. It just ends right when like you feel like it's gonna end. It's like, oh, perfect, okay.
This one's a perfect example for me of like what Julian can do melody wise. I just think it's so satisfying to like sing to listen to, specifically the verses. What's crazy is like I like the choruses, but I think the verses are stronger than what the chorus is. Like I think the verse is more like fun and the melody is better for me versus the chorus, whereas usually the chorus is like the main thing that grabs you. In this one, I think the verse is what really grabs me. Kind of like with when we talked about Glass, like way back in the day, like the verses in that are what grabbed me versus the main chorus part. Because you know the try my luck, like that whole thing. Like I like it still great, but like I like the like stuff like that's more that's more fun for me to sing along to and to enjoy to listen to, which is cool when you get a song where the verses are what grab you like that. There's a lot of pieces in this song like lyrically that I'm seeing that a lot of people mainly you know, looking at the I've lost my page again lyric, which is kind of nice. Like a lot of people are saying it's mainly about kind of like in life you're good.
Yeah.
You have that.
Let's look up the meaning of it. What do you have? Do you have anything there?
Well, yeah. So someone posted like a really long thing about it, which is interesting. I mean, it's always good to have this, but someone said, to me, the lines don't seem too ambiguous, but I guess it very much depends on whether the listener is familiar with Julian's particular turn of phrase. Below are just my own personal interpretations, but I feel like they are fairly universal. To lose one's page refers to losing your page in a book you are reading. You may have to pick it up again somewhere and read bits that you've already read, or worse, start from the beginning. I see this as a metaphor for relationships. Losing a sense of where you are in life after a breakup, you find yourself back on your own looking for connections and maybe starting over with someone new. And then when he talks about storefronts rarely change, to me signifies the lack of perceived progress in life. Progress is often associated with change, and changes are often seen as opportunities. If the stuff around you stays the same, and are you missing out? Question mark. Common themes in stories often revolves around people leaving a place they are familiar with and finding success or adventure in new surroundings where changes and opportunities are occurring more frequently. So Match of the Dave actually posted that on one of the Reddit pages here. So thank you for posting that. It is a song where it's he's definitely talking about somebody. He's talking about trying my luck like with you. I think he's explaining that kind of like he doesn't think he is where he is in life, or he doesn't like where he is in life, or he has to still figure himself out. But he also wants whatever's going on here to work out. Is that kind of what you interpreted too?
Yeah, definitely with the relationship part of it, because Julian definitely like talks about like a lot of his early relationships. I saw another post, I believe it was on Reddit. I haven't pulled up yet, but basically they're saying like you can also view it like he's talking about like the band itself, where they weren't really known at first, and they were just doing like these random like night shows, nightclubs and stuff. And he's trying his luck, like he's just trying it, and then the next day you wake up, you're not famous. You gotta, you lost your page, so you gotta just try over again, start over again from the beginning. Or maybe you did blow up, but no one's just gotten back to you yet. But you just gotta still keep pushing it. You never know.
Yeah.
And that part, like, just not knowing what's gonna happen, like you just keep trying every day. That's like the really like relatable part of it.
Yeah. He also seems to be like, sometimes I feel like I just gotta analyze the lyrics like all day to understand, but he's talking a lot of like, he's trying hard to give his job a chance. Like, who's he talking about when he said he's? Is he talking like the third person, or like that's the part that I try to understand. Like, he says we and he, like, I'm sorry that I said that we were just good friends. That makes sense. It's for him. But no harm, he's armed, setting off all of your alarms.
Oh, yeah,
like, what? Like, that's the thing. Like, I was trying to figure out like where's that coming from? Like, what's that coming from?
I feel like he's talking about like his ego, maybe. Like he kind of separates himself.
That's a good thought. Yeah, it's himself, but it's just another, like, the other version of himself, the other half of himself.
Before we get into lyrics, I want to say like if you ever watch like the music videos for this, there's a bunch of them. Like there's a regular MTV $2 bill one, and then there's another one where they do the same. I guess it's the same area or the same club in 2002. But like they're performing this song with the crowd literally like right next to them, like they're like around each member, and it's really cool. Like some people have like they're like surrounding Fab on like it's on the drums. Some people are like with Julian while he's singing, and some people are with like Albert like looking at his guitar and stuff. Or like with Nikolai and the bass player.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck? Like, how did they let them so like literally skin to skin, like touching them? Like,
well, they
so
weren't
close.
they weren't that big yet, so they
cool,
didn't
like,
have crowds that were wanting to mob them all the time like they would now.
And it was like very respectful and classy, and like it was really cool. It was like the music video for it.
For the fans that I've met that like the Strokes, I think even still, if they had a show like that, people wouldn't be morons.
I hope not.
I think the kids would, like a lot of people like younger, like would probably be obnoxious, but
yeah, you just get that like one person. It's like, all right.
Yeah, but the shows that I've been to with Strokes fans, like they were pretty cool fans, and a lot of them are older, like 40, a little bit old, late 30s, 40s, like, and then there's us, but I didn't see a lot of like people acting like morons at the Strokes show that I went to. It was just having a good time, and no one was being like ridiculous. Not that's bad to be excited, but I still think they could have an intimate show. I mean, Julian does it all the time with the Voids. The Voids are usually intimate shows, so he's used to all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think the melody, like Julian's, what sticks out a lot. I do like specifically the sound of the guitar when he does the solo. It has an effect on it, but it's still clean. It's not distorted solo. It's like an affected clean effect on it.
Yeah.
Not like a distorted thing. Yeah, it's like it's what's a song that I can give you an example that it sounds like Mr. Blue Sky, like
yeah.
It sounds like that. That's what the effect sounds like on the guitar. I knew it reminded me of something, but anyway, you want to talk about the lyrics here?
Not yet. Before we get there, we got there.
Oh, what?
One more thing we'll say before we get there is there's an early version or like a demo of the song that they changed the name of it, but it used to be called This Life instead of Trying Your Luck. And you can still find that on like YouTube. I don't think you can find it on like Spotify or like Apple
I actually didn't
Music.
even know that.
And look it up when you get a chance. Look it up, you guys too, when you get a chance. His voice sounds to me like he didn't use any distortion. It sounds like he's just singing into like a clean mic or like I don't know, but you can hear like his real voice too, and it's nice because like that's back in I guess like 2001, so you can hear like his voice when it was young too, And it's like one of those rare videos. I was like, oh crap! So I wanted to make sure I included that.
I
It's
didn't
called
know that.
This Life.
I'm gonna have to listen to that on our way back home.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
I
him
don't
playing
really
the
understand.
guitar, just him singing.
Yeah.
I hope it's him playing. I don't know if it's like him singing, someone else playing. But it's like one of those like kind of like demos where you can hear like the scratches, like the when you go down the strings, and it sounds like really just raw and like, oh
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, we love it raw here. That's for sure. All right, Will's lyrics section. It's fucking raw. You donkey.
Yeah. So that's perfect. That's a good segue. On This Life, I gotta say it again, wrong again. On the current song, Trying Your Luck, the lyric, he's trying to give his job a chance. He had replaced that on the older song with, sometimes I think we're making it, but I ain't sure. And I kind of like how he had it on the older song because it just makes more sense to me when you put that, instead of having he's trying not to give his job a chance, oh, it's never going to be, he had, sometimes I think we're making it, but I ain't sure, which it's a very simple line, but like if you think about that, it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing everything I can, A to B, I'm trying my best every day. But at the end of the day, you don't really know what's gonna happen. I mean, I guess you can. You can be like, yeah, I did the right things. So good should come out of this, but like, you really don't know like the stuff that you're doing in life is gonna good come out of it at the end of the day. So that simple line, sometimes I think we're making it, but I ain't too sure. I kind of wish he had kept that in there.
Yeah.
That was on the old demo song. And then that line, I've lost my page again. I feel like a lot of people would say that that's like their favorite line off the song. Also,
Most people did say that.
yeah, it is really nice. Like the way he delivers it's really nice.
Yeah.
And then the storefronts rarely change part. That really like, especially that part makes me think of like the New York scene of like the song. How about you?
For me, I love I mean, it's not even like the lyrics that for sure get. It's just the way that he delivers the lyrics. So when he does the he's trying not to give his job a chance, like that part. I just love it just because of the way it sounds. There's also just, it's so funny like where his mind goes. Like, let's see what is for sale. Like, it's just sometimes he throws things in there. I just don't understand like what it actually has to do with like anything that he's talking about. But I also just like the fact that like he talks about how he wants like to do this so bad, and he's just like he's like screaming, he's like, I'm trying my luck with you. He's like, I just imagine him getting frustrated when he strikes out and shit. So it's just like putting myself in his head with a lot of this stuff. But it's also funny when it says like, I know this is so rare, but I'll try my luck with you. He's kind of like saying like he's not like that type of guy that kind of goes out there, but he's going out there this time. So for me, it's kind of like one of those lyrical ones where it's just like it's fun lyrics. There's nothing too deep about it.
Yeah. I agree.
But I also think it's funny like where the verses like take you, because you're like, what the hell is he saying? But then also when you really construct it with when this has happened so many times, like when we do these songs, but there's a lot of things that he says where you're like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, like imagine, like, yeah, it's one of those songs where, like, imagine you walking down the street with headphones and I'm sitting on my porch and I don't need you, and you're like screaming a song, like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy?
Yeah,
Is he
exactly.
good? Like,
Singing
should I call the
about
cops?
yeah.
And
And
like,
like,
I didn't see you had headphones on. You were just like screaming these lyrics.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
and only he can
my
like
neighbor.
only he would put a word called storefronts in a song. Like, and
I like that,
storefronts
though.
really I know it. That's what I'm saying, but it's crazy that some of the stuff they cram into these songs. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't have a large amount on the lyrics here. I'm just a big fan of the way this song sounds and the way that Albert and Nick kind of work together, and the bass too, like the way that follows everything with the when it makes and we talked about this with another song too, and it might have been Alone Together, but the bass adds to the depth of the guitar. At least whoever's playing the not the like not that one, but it's probably Albert. Yeah, but to see the video doing that, the actual chords, the bass is following the chords, and it adds like so much depth to it between that and a kick drum hitting it at the same time, because that's what the bass is supposed to do, is not follow it completely, but when the bass can follow the kick drum, it adds like depth to it. That's something that was really cool about the way they were able to do about the song, and that's why I think in so many ways it just adds to the depth of what the song actually is. So if you guys are looking for a song that kind of like grabs you and sounds like a single but isn't like a single, because this is way more, I think, on another level than a normal single would be. This one, like Will said, is a hidden gem. I think Alone Together is like my hidden gem off of this album, but this one could easily be, in the same conversation for sure. You want to get into fan comments?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Like, there wasn't much lyrics to this. It was more like a musical, like, that solo, man, was really good.
Yeah.
Like, my head was bopping the whole time.
Yeah, for sure. So John Shade 1970 said, my favorite on the album, one of their least appreciated songs. I agree. Peebs 127 said, I have a post in the sub as well, checking out the number of plays each song on the album. I was so stunned when I saw Try My Luck is the second last in number of Spotify plays list. It's ridiculous considered it's top 3 in the album, hell, maybe even top 2 or 1. Yeah, that is weird. I've never actually gone back to really look, which ones were the lowest and the highest. Texas Chicano said, arguably their best song and the best live vocal performances by Julian. That's high praise. Joey Doe 2017 said, such an underrated song from Is This It? I love Albert's solo. It is so simple but so great. Also, I love the guitar interplay during the pre-chorus. I don't know why, but makes me think of a shamisen or a kodo. Don't know what that is, but I assume it's... I don't know. I'll have to look that up what that means. SoCal King said, Albert with the stick in his mouth is as rock and roll as you can get. That's in the video I posted. I think I posted the $2 show.
Was he smoking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, when they could smoke indoors.
Yeah.
Damn, that's so cool.
Hector _ said, when I was 18, this was my theme song, man. I love the anger in his voice while saying I've lost my page again, and the fact that he's literally says that, it's surreal. It's like he's admitting that what he wants is like a sense from a movie, or a scene from a movie. Like, he's not going to get it, but he tries it anyway. Why does he try even though he knows it's not really possible? Fuck it, let's roll, that's why. That's a good interpretation as well. Tory Less PRC said, bittersweet banger, so moody and such a groove. Confessional and remorseful and yet so hopeful. This life is on my side. Nice. That is a good lyric, too. I didn't even think to point that one out. Kiki Pog said, fire, a vibe in between Reptilia and Undercover of Darkness. Damn, I can't wait to get some of those. I'm really excited. Someone posted a picture of somebody. I don't know what this is.
Is that The Witcher?
Maybe. I really don't know.
What the heck?
That's so random. Erica with the face said, I just listened to this on repeat in 2002. It was just the right amount of sad for 18-year-old me. Still gets me in the feels now. Yes, and then John Shade commented saying, true of many of Julian's melodies, there's a tragic beauty in most of his songs even when they rock. That's a really good point out, for sure. Haunter said, it's so damn good, love the mixing on this version too, pulls out Albert's contributions, love Fab's fill, hits so hard. Yes, sir. Couple last ones here. Johnny's first time caller said the instrumentals remind me vaguely of early Coldplay for some reason. I don't mean that as an unfavorable comparison though. Great song and underrated. Okay, let's not bring Coldplay in the same conversation as the Strokes. I don't know. I'd have to listen to what Coldplay was doing way back then. But any excuse to not listen to Coldplay, I'll take it. S1E10 said, what's this? HS. Oh, High School Me was heartstruck on this girl so naturally. Also, the song. It still remains my favorite song on the album because it brings me back to when that was the biggest worry in life. Simpler times. Yes. See, that's another big thing of when songs are able to kind of bring you back to another time period. I have songs like that. I'm sure everyone has songs like that. And this is probably one of them for a lot of people. But thank you guys again for the comments. There was a whopping 55 comments on that one. So a lot of good comments there, guys. Thank you so much for the engagement there. Will, are you ready for rankings?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Trying your luck.
Mm-hmm.
This one's pretty, like, a little difficult for me, because, like, I love this song. Honestly. I would say, like, a 4.3.
4.3?
Mm-hmm. I'm not even going to compare it to those songs. Like, I'm done doing that. Mm-hmm. Alone, it's a solid song. I think, like you said, like, it could stand alone as, like, a single. It's very clean. that solo. It's just like a very underrated song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's I think that's a fair score. And I was prepared to give this one a high score as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely giving this one a high score. And that's something I already kind of had in my mind already. Oh boy, let me think. This is hard.
I know, right? I'm like,
I'm gonna go 4.2. 4.2. Not to just undercut you like that. But 4.2 is kind of where my head is at, and I'm not comparing. I'm definitely not like going back and comparing or anything. But you know, we all know what our fives are in this album, what our tops are, and this is definitely I think anything above a 4 like is a top. And I put Alone Together at 4.3, and I do think that is a better song. So that's kind of why it's a 4.2. I was actually going to think 4.3, 4.4. But I'm going to stick it there. I think that does sound right. Manny, you want to give your ranking? Oh, Manny's not here. We will have his ranking set up for next week, so we have the list filled in here. But 4.2 for me, 4.3 for Will. I'd say that is a good score. Is that kind of like where your head was at right from the start?
I knew it was gonna be in like the 4 range. I just didn't know it was gonna be a solid 4. Then just the number 4.3 popped up. So I was like, okay, bam.
Okay.
That's like
Cool.
when my heart's thrown at me.
All right. Well, we are going to move on to Perhaps Vampires is a Bit Strong, but ... by the Arctic Monkeys. It is a 10th song on their debut album from 2006. It's got 52.9 million streams, and it was ranked 72 on NME's top. Oop. Someone's speaking in the other room. Excuse me, guys. But yeah, so it was ranked number 72 in the top Arctic Monkeys songs of all time. Will, do you got some thoughts on this to start?
I gotta think that. I just gotta, yeah, definitely that name. Like, imagine you're like, hey, I'm gonna show you this song, and you're like, what's the name of it? And you show them the name of it. It's a weird name for a song. Like, you wouldn't know what to expect from it. That's all I have to say.
All right, well, I think that's a good bit enough before we get too into it. Let's give this bad boy a nice listen so our ear holes can enjoy, and we will BRB. All right, that was Perhaps Vampires is a Bit Strong, but ... that song really is like a three-headed beast. Excuse me, I burped, everyone. I'd say I have a lisp now. I'd say.
I was say, excuse me, you didn't just like talk to your burp and keep going.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that from now on. But drum solos in there. You got rocking guitars. You got rocking basses. You got Alex screaming behind the mic. Like, you got everything in that song. That's definitely a song I know that I would like better live for sure. I think that song would be incredible to hear live. What they would do like with that drum solo and everything. It sounds like it's a song that just was recorded live and then just put on the record. That's basically what it sounds like to me. What do you think?
No, I agree. Definitely, like that's definitely what I'm notes. Like, if I heard this live, I would probably lose my mind.
Yeah.
If I was like in a mosh pit and this came on, I'm like, ah, freaking like I would be.
Your nipples would poke through your shirt.
If I was gonna go that day, I'd be fine with that. Dying to that song.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little creepy, little thing. Like, oh damn, like it's
Yeah.
kinda freaking. It's kind of scary this song to die to, but no, that'd be pretty lit.
Yeah. I don't even really know what instrument stood out to me the most because I feel like this song it kind of had like a chance for everyone to shine in its own way. Guitar, drums, bass, vocals, what?
Yeah, I'm sad Manny's not here because he would like have a lot to say on this too, especially with the
Yeah.
drums.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, a lot of drum pieces to it. It's fine. We might have to do a revisit or something. But yeah, the drums were crazy, and the amount of stuff that the drum like he was doing even before that solo, and the way that it has like a weird. The song has like a weird tempo to it, and a weird progression. Like it's like it's a song that Alex probably struggles to sing and play at the same time too. At least I know it's one that I would struggle to with the way that it's put together. it's in a weird tempo. That's all I can really. That's how I can explain it. You have to just kind of listen to it to get what I mean. But you think it's gonna go somewhere, but then it's not. It goes right back to kind of where it was going in the first place. What'd you take? What do you have on notes there?
I want to say like that very intro, like beginning before it starts getting heavy. It sounds like jazz with
It does, yeah.
And then the boom, boom, boom. It sounds like it's gonna be like a little jazzy song. And especially at the end when you get to the end, then it's like with the is it? Is that a bass or is that a guitar?
Guitar.
Like, I thought funky bass.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bass, but I guess it's a guitar. Either way, that whole song sounds like a jazz kind of song mixed with like rock and like really heavy drums, so it's really cool. Electric even.
Yeah.
But no, definitely like those little drum fills.
Woogie woogie woogie.
Definitely those drums.
It's electric. Boogie woogie woogie.
Shut up! I'm gonna go.
It's electric. Boogie woogie woogie.
Not funny. Not funny anymore.
All right.
I was waiting for you.
Exactly. Yep. Now it's funny.
Those drums fills though, I know Manny will have so much to say to it. I'm just gonna say amazing.
So the drums are what stood out to you the most?
Definitely the drums and like that guitar at the end.
Yeah, it's undeniably a drum song.
Super funky.
Yeah, if you're gonna pick a song out of this album, their debut album, on what if you're a drummer, this is the song you want to go to for drums, for at least so far from what we've gathered, what we've listened to, for sure. And it packs a punch, like right after that intro, it kind of stays that chorus the rest of the song. There's no stopping about it. There's the all you people are vampires part, but then it gets right back into, rocket, and then you got just a like, then it goes right into it, like you're in a jungle, like you're George of the Jungle.
That's good.
Listening to Arctic Monkeys.
That's a good like analogy, like a jungle type feeling. Like imagine like hearing this and like you're in a mosh pit and it's like, oh nah, I'm actually in a jungle, not a mosh pit.
Yep. It's like you're in Jumanji, with The Rock and Jack Black. What do you got, Will?
This is the meaning on Genius.com. It says, perhaps Vampire is a bit strong, but ... is a song for the Arctic Monkeys' debut album wherein Alex talks about how people around the band didn't believe in them. Here, vampires refers to the condescending people who stand by them but don't believe in their ability. The people don't understand that Alex and his mates didn't start the band to earn money but to be themselves. Matt and Alex described this in an interview, and I'm not going to read the interview. I just wanted to read the meaning.
Yeah, nice.
But if you want to read that little interview blurb, it's on Genius.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on there on that. Yeah, in terms of, I'm excited to get to lyrics to this one. What do you got for lyrics on there? Because this one is a super interesting one to kind of deep dive into.
Before we get to lyrics, I just like his whole delivery of the song, where he's like very angry, he's screaming. That's how this whole album is, but especially on this one, it sounds like he's screaming at someone specific in the crowd. And he's like pointing at them. Yeah. But it's a lot of like weird meanings. It seems like it's a bunch of words sound together, but like when you listen to it as a whole, then you'll get like kind of the story, I guess. I really haven't really pieced together the story. I've been like, I looked at the lyrics here and then, but it's still just a little confusing. I guess I don't know if it's because like the way he talks or like not their accent, like the
You mean lyric wise?
Yeah, it's just a little difficult. Yeah. But some of the lyrics that I like that just stick out to me, like, since you are a big rocket launcher and I'm just a shotgun, like, oh, you're big shit. And I got no dollar signs in my eyes. That one's really cool. Yeah. Let me see.
I've been for this song, this was another one. I think both of these songs that we did today are really good musically, but like not the greatest lyrically. And that's, sometimes it is that way. But it's cool how both of these songs are speaking in like, has he got one? So they're talking about somebody else or just a different version of themselves. Both songs, and both songs are kind of telling a story, which is cool. This song is telling its own version of the story. Because all your people are vampires and all your stories are stale. To me, I just interpret that as like so many like other dull people out there, and that the story, like people that are preaching the same shit all the time, and we're tired of hearing it the whole time and all day. They're just like dead-eyed all day. Like, we have all people like that. Your snarl is just so condescending. Try to explain what we're on to a win. If the fee we got in rear recoups what we're... Okay, what the fuck? If the fee we got in near recoups what we're... Oh, I gotcha. Near recoups what we're spending. It's just a UK way of saying that. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, and he's talking about, he says, I can't believe you drove all this way. Well, how much did they pay you? How much did they pay you? So again, it's just another, it's another storytelling song that you kind of, I think, just had to be there to understand. Because a lot of the fan comments said the same thing too. Like this, a lot of the songs on this album, it's a lot of stories that they personally have, like being in Sheffield and things that they've seen. And sometimes you just gotta, uh, kind of go from that and see what they're giving you with that. But that's, do you have anything on the lyrics specifically? Do you have any that stood out to you personally that you liked or connected with?
No, it's definitely like not a song that I could connect with. I could see why the band made it though, especially like after knowing the meaning. Like they want to prove like, hey, we're not here for the dollar bill. At the end of the day, we're kind of like making our own thing.
Yeah.
We kind of like standing out and not following like a certain formula.
Yeah.
So that part I really like to and I relate to. But the lyric wise, like you said, it's not really like a lyric wise like amazing like storytelling kind of song, which I'm usually down with. It's more like a musically like dancing like mosh pit, lose your mind kind of song, I guess.
Yeah, it's a song you'd play to, like you said, just to go crazy, like in a pit and at a concert, at a show.
But I can see why they made it. It makes sense now. Like, hey, like this is like it's kind of like, hey, like we're the Arctic Monkeys. This is like our brand. This is our sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can see why it's like a perfect fit on the album.
Yeah, and every, like we said, it's kind of like a Frankenstein song. Like every instrument on this song has its own place to shine. You got a drum solo on there. You got the bass kind of going all over the place. It's got something for everybody. But lyrics pretty simple. Both of these songs are pretty simple songs with not anything like super deep or meaningful in it, or not meaningful, but super deep, like with a deeper meaning to it. Do you have anything else on it you really want to get into?
Honestly, no. I said I made it sound like I had a ton of notes. I just, it wasn't like, I was like really hype about the song. Like I have a good rating for it.
Oh, you were hype about this one?
Yeah.
That's what you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Sorry,
cool.
I'm actually just like really tired today. It doesn't really sound like it, but like.
We're also down a man, so that's why it seems shorter. Because we usually have three opinions. But okay, let's get into fan comments. Throwaway 1020304 said weakest song on the album. Richak Not said, I love the part when you can hear the pedal being clicked just before Alex screams, all you people are vampires.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yep.
I do like that, yeah.
Mint Cake P said the best Easter egg is when there's a pause, you can actually hear a guitar pedal being pressed before it kicks in. Really like the rawness that they could have easily taken it out. I actually have to go back and listen to that. I didn't know that. Genx07 said this is great, but also show you how much Alex has improved throughout the years. Love to see it, but low-key his voice is way better right now. I mean, I do agree that as time goes on, he gets a lot better, for sure. Moder6667 said it's a great and heavy song. I love those dissonant chords and percussions in the middle section. Also, the fact that Alex isn't playing guitar on this song makes me think that the music was probably written by Jamie or Nick. Alex also doesn't play guitar in Pretty Visitors except for the solo, and Visitors is also a heavy song. So either Jamie or Nick or both have a heavier taste. That's a nice observation there. Then someone responded to that with, from the very start, 95% of AM's songs were solely written by Alex Turner. Yeah. And then Usher's song said, one of their best songs ever, the instrumental is a work of art. So a couple polarizing opinions there by the fans. What do you think about that?
I don't like what the first fan said. It's definitely not the weakest. I'm gonna have to find you and we're gonna have to speak.
Give you a kiss. Oh. Okay.
No.
Oh, okay.
No kisses for that guy or girl. No, I'll give you a kiss after I teach you that it's not the weakest.
After you
song.
teach you the lesson.
Like,
yeah.
Now you believe it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Goodbye. Okay. Ready for rankings? Do you already got one in your mind?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Solid 4.5.
Okay.
I think it's like, well, I'm not sure if I said this. I hope I'm not repeating myself, but I think, and it's pretty cool that we're doing like this song's like second with the Strokes. This is like another like one of their underrated songs, and I don't really listen to the song that much because it's like the name of it especially throws me up. Like perhaps Rance Fire's a bit strong. I'm like, what? I don't even know what the song's about. But now after we like reviewed it, which is like really cool that we're doing this. That's the whole point of this podcast. Is that we're reviewing these songs and going into deep dives and like learning about it.
Yeah.
So I have a much better appreciation for it. So definitely like just a solid 4.5. I don't think it's a masterpiece, but I freaking love the ending and that little solo.
Excuse me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You're excused.
Excuse me. my rating's gonna be a little bit sickening compared to yours. Mine is gonna be a 3.2. Yeah. I don't love it. I love the idea of a drum solo. I love what they did at the end, but again, it's more so a song where I'd like it live. But if I'm listening to it studio wise, like I don't need all that because it goes on for an extra 2 minutes of the actual studio song. And like when you really deconstruct it, like a lot of it is the same thing until you get to that part. Mm-hmm. It's the same and he's doing the same thing. Then all you people are vampires. So like. I was waiting for something because I haven't listened to this song in a while. Like I was waiting for something to change, like either a key change or like something. And then obviously we got the drum solo and all that kind of stuff in there too. But I was waiting for something else to grab me within it, but it just never came. But I have to give it above a 3 because like you got to appreciate the music that was in this song. You really have to. Mm-hmm. The guitars, the drums, the bass, his vocals, the excitement. So that's, I definitely think it deserves a mid-tier rating at least. I definitely don't think it's above, like a 4 in my opinion, and it's definitely not below a 2. It's a really well-constructed song, but, not quite closer to a 4 or 5 to me. So that's what I got there. So almost all greens today, 4.2. I'm excited to see what Manny ends up giving us for his ratings there. We'll plug that in and update you guys as that comes along. But before we get going and do what we're doing, what have you been listening to recently, Squilliam?
A lot, actually. A lot of like random stuff. Because I have something cooking, guys. Oh. But I wanted to give a shout out to one girl in particular, one lady. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I never looked up interviews or anything. But I like to say it's Snow Allegra, but this is funny. But it's spelled SNOHAALEGRA. And her music is sort of like R&B, like soul music. It's really nice. So if you like that kind of music, give it a listen.
Yeah, I literally forget if I was talking about this band last time, but if I am, whatever. But the band Keane, Keane, their 20th anniversary of Hopes and Fears came out this week, which is one of the best indie alternative albums of all time. A lot of people were inspired by it, and I remember when I discovered it like 4 or 5 years ago, and I was just immediately obsessed with it and everything they've done. They're like a piano rock band, like a lot of piano in their songs, and very indie, very alternative. And they just remastered that album, and it sounds fucking incredible. And there's a shit ton of demo versions of their songs that sound even better than the originals. So if you haven't heard of Keane, or you haven't heard of that stuff that they've done before, I'm sure you've heard of them. If you went back and listened to their stuff, you'd know exactly who I'm talking about. But if you haven't listened to them at all, definitely give them a listen, and you will not regret it.
Mm-hmm. I second that. I'll add them to my May playlist. Very, very good.
Yeah, very good band. But all right, guys, that was Trying My Luck and Perhaps Vampires is a Bit Strong, but ... Thank you guys again, as usual, every single week for listening. Please rate and review, like and subscribe and comment. This one was a little bit shorter. We only got 2 people giving opinions on this one. But we appreciate you guys as always. We got the bonus episode coming out. That's gonna be on I think we're ending up going on to the Voids and Shadow Puppets from now on. I think we're pretty much done with the solo stuff. So from now on you can expect the Voids and Shadow Puppets content coming out. I know a lot of people are excited about that. We are only, let me look here, about
almost done with this
we're almost done with the season. Yeah, we're only about 3 regular episodes away until we do the final album review, and then we're going to be moving on to season 2. So Room on Fire and Favorite Worst Nightmare, 2 incredible albums to discuss. But we love you guys. I will talk to you. Yeah, I will talk to you guys. We will talk to you guys next week, and have a great rest of your day. Have a good day at work when you're listening to us on your way to work, and we love you. Bye-bye. Hey guys, Jared here. Thank you for listening to the episode. You can find us at Karma and Tranquility on Instagram and Reddit, and Karma Tranquil on Twitter. Our link tree is posted in our description and bios for you to find everything we have to offer. We post a full episode every Wednesday and a bonus episode every Friday.